Maybe it would help if I put myself in the actual damn lobby. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Friday night with yours truly, your host, Andrew motherfucking Fullbear. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in the house. We are getting ready to bounce. It's Friday. And if you don't live in Canada, then it's probably still warm out. But for us, it's we literally watched fall roll in. Okay? I don't know if anybody could actually explain that better, but we in Canada literally watched fall roll in off the mountains, like Game of Thrones style, like the winter is coming. Literally. We're in the frozen tundra stages of our lives, and I'm actually ready for it. I hate the sun. I actually do. I wish the whole world would be cold forever. Everybody lives in Canada, and everybody can be free like me, and we can all go jumping into Arctic tundras and stuff like that. Wouldn't that be great? You know what else is great, ladies and gentlemen? We are ready to kick off week 2 of the NFL season. Actually, we did having a Thursday night football game between the Los Angeles Chargers going to visit the Kansas City Chiefs. And we are going to be talking about that. We are also going to be talking about Lamar to the Lions. Where the hell did that come from? The injury roundup of things that are going on. The Chargers, the Chiefs game, obviously, we're going to be having the fantasy football starts and pauses for week 2 while going through most of the games, of course. And, of course, I am going to have my picks. And if you can see them, they're kind of hidden. Kind of purposely, but perfectly. Nope, that didn't work. Anyways, my picks are behind me. We'll go through them here in a little bit. But you know what we got to do here first. We got to pay the bills. Gotta pay the bills, ladies and gentlemen. First things first, I need y'all to do me a favor. Please do me a favor. Like and share and subscribe. Like, share, follow, and subscribe to North Sports Dynasty so that you can get the #1 source in Canada for your fantasy football that you're going to need. And people in group chats literally being like, Andrew, you didn't tell me about Cam Akers. You didn't tell me about all these other Justin Tolbert not playing. Or how about Laviska Shenault, Andrew? I thought you loved him. Well, guess what? If you listen to this show and you get the updates that you're going to need here towards the back half of this show, you are going to get updated the way that you need to, ladies and gentlemen. Not only that, this show is featured on one of our favorite platforms of all time, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Let's Talk Football family. And we will give their commercial a shout out later on when we actually get to one. But I wanted to give a shout out to the LTF football family. There's way too many people to start naming off here because I'm going to start, like, obviously forgetting people. So shout out to them. Shout out to the fans and also to the fans. Let me make sure I don't, like, hurt my ear again like I did last week. If you want a chance to win some stuff here at North Sports Dynasty, one of the things that I got here for you, ladies and gentlemen, if I could get this damn thing hooked back up. No, I'm going to have to put things down. There we go. If you want to start having a chance to win some things at North Sports Dynasty, ladies and gentlemen, get on the site or the Facebook page. The Facebook page, I don't have the site up yet. Anyways, get on the Facebook page and you will see this box posted with a bunch of other memes and pictures of other players and stuff like that. And if you can guess the person that's in the box, we will give you the person whose name is signed in the box. So the next hint will actually go down a week from now, 5 days from now. We already posted it last episode. Some people are going to come at me being like, Andrew, I want the next. I got people literally messaging me. They're like, I don't want to participate. Can you just tell me what the damn jersey is? Nope. I'm giving no hints, no nothing for anybody. You want it? Guess what? There's a post that you can have daily guesses. And if you don't hear anything from me, that means the guess was wrong. And that means you get to go again every single day. And of course, because we're not only just a fantasy football show, we are a big old Bucks show, ladies and gentlemen. And just a nice show that likes to give stuff away. We're giving away a mini helmet. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Allstott, the A-Train himself, with the tag at the back. The Mike Allstott A-Train mini helmet can be yours if the price is right. No, I'm just kidding. If you do me a favor, because we're going to be giving this away at the end of the season. Right at the end of the season. As soon as the Bucks are done, I'll either have a show to celebrate the Bucks win for the Super Bowl, obviously, or we'll have one show that kind of puts Brady to rest, and then the other one will be happy, and we'll start giving stuff away like this. Also, just so it's on, because I know he'll tune in eventually. Either he'll be tuning on Sunday or night. I forgot I still had this there, Mr. Christopher Cole. That's right. I believe that's the Braden Point signed hockey puck. We forgot to get that to you, my friend. So make sure to send me your address again, because I want to make sure that you get that Braden Point signed Tampa Bay Lightning puck. Also, make sure to get at some of our other friends that we got here. Squid Rip Cards, ladies and gentlemen, by our other host of NSD. He is going to be a surprise guest sometimes when I cannot come in. He's our emergency guest and host. Actually, not guest. He'll be our emergency host, who may have some other things going on as well coming down the pipe here. So y'all need to y'all need to wait. NSD is going to be huge. I cannot show you what is over here. I can only show you what is here. But I can't show you what is over here because we got some things planned. And by we, I mean all the different personalities in my head right now. And I'm saying, right, listen. We got some stuff coming up here. So ladies and gentlemen, that also being said, if you want to be part of what we got going here at NSD, reach out to me and we will get you set up with either your own show. You want to start writing, you want to start doing some background stuff, you want to just be part of NSD in general, we will get you started. We got merch coming. I know I said shirts like back in June, July, and I wanted to get them, and then I spent too much money on a festival, okay? On things that were definitely not shirts. So my apologies for that. But obviously, I still have the people's names who have won some. Mr. Alex Loosemore. Alex has still got to pick one, actually. Alex won two. You got both the same players in the same post at the same time. So Alex actually technically gets to pick. So y'all need to be best friends with Alex here for a little bit if you want to get a free NSD shirt, which I should have worn today. I'm just wearing some scary shit. Some scary shit to get ready for the creepy holidays. So let's get right into some of this talk here. Let me get out to some of the, I see a lot of comments here and I don't want anybody to feel left out. Sydney says first, and he also says, if you don't take back all the hateful things that you said about the Steelers, we might have a problem. I will do that at the end of the season if we're not going off of a week one stand. Like, hey, listen, your defense is great. Awesome. Congratulations. Julio Jones, Adam Thielen, or Damian Harris as a flex player in full PPR. I'm going to come back to that one because I'm going to literally be thinking about that one for a while here. No offense, you look like you haven't seen the sun. Or no offense, you haven't seen the sun in 2 months. Buddy, do you understand? Listen, I am pure white, okay? I was a stand-in for the vampire dude on freaking Twilight. There it is. That's right. I was part of that. I was a stand-in. I was that bright. They literally shone the light right on my chest, and it was just like, oh, and then it started to burn real quick. Sean Spencer says, what's up, boobs? Watching from Michigan. Oh, dude, it's from Michigan. I love it. My guy. Thank you for tuning in. Going to the Lions. That's right. Sean is going to be at that Lions and Commanders game on Sunday, where Alex says, go Lions. I love that. Just shared it like 5 times. I appreciate it, my friend. Sean Spencer. Yeah, I know that was a shot at Sean Spencer. Listen. That is awesome, though. We got a Commander fan going to Michigan. It is going to be so much fun when we can all actually commingle in Detroit for 2024. And any of our fans, honestly, we are planning this really big excursion. I'm literally planning on buying an RV. Maybe not the biggest RV ever, but like possibly buying like an average size RV. I'm going to gut out and refurbish and stuff like that. Me and the pretty lady are going to drive on down and we're going to make sure that we can get to that draft. We're going to park somewhere with our RV and stuff. And we're just going to have a great time. And if you want to meet everybody and come join us, Detroit 2024 is where it's going to be at, ladies and gentlemen. The mystery box. Yes, the mystery box. It's going to be a great time, my friend. I know. Listen, people literally messaging me being like, what the hell is in it this time? And I don't want to like randomly open it and everybody be like, oh, Andrew. But like, you see some of the jerseys that it could be. Who's to say I don't have another one after this? You guys just got to guess this one. But I'm not letting you guess it in obviously the first week. So, yo, Zagnif Production in the house. Thank you very much for tuning in. Not first, but still first in your hearts. Mr. Fingers is in the building. I know everybody's probably got a gung-hoed for my show now to come in and say first. I literally do it because I love every single person's show so much that when it pops up on my timeline, if I can get in there, I don't care if the show's been on for a second or literally 5 minutes or 5 hours. If I don't see a comment in there, I'm going first 110% of the time. And it's also because I like to be first. If you're not first, you're last. So Sean Spencer said, let's go. Harry Berg says, the big board. Buddy, thank you for tuning in. I need an Dynasty tank ASAP, buddy. They were so comfy. Christopher Cole, where did I put it? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. I got you right here. That Braden Point puck. I had totally forgot I had to send you this. Send me your details again, and we'll get this right back to you. My buddy Jonathan Cole says, let's go. So you know what? Let's get into it right now and actually start talking a little bit of stuff here because we got week 2 here, and I want to get right into it. What is with this Lamar going to Detroit stuff? What the heck? This is news. This is obviously coming from a Lions source or a Lions beat writer, from what I understand. This doesn't have enough traction in order for me to fully believe it. But here's the thing. This is what we do at NSD. Alex knows this, and this is not a shot at him. This is a shout out to him for being a Lions fan. And he was one of the people that we came up with the idea of what we wanted to do at NSD back in the day. We want to make sure that all these rumors that you hear about these players and their decisions, or, for example, this Lamar saying, or in a way, I would like to go to Detroit on his short list. On his short list, Lamar Jackson is stating that he would probably go to Detroit. That's not something we just throw away. The last time we started throwing away stuff like that was the whole Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. Because before that, we really had standard in the NFL where people kind of stayed to their teams, delegated to their teams until they were a free agent. Not necessarily traded, but they were free agents. And most of the time, they went back to their teams. Or they were that old and they were kind of decrepit to their own franchise and their own fan base. They were like, we got to try something else, man. Get the hell out of here. That's what's happened with Joe Montana back in the day, Jerry Rice back in the day, and some of these other guys. But man, this is something that we need to keep an eye on, because not just because I have joked about this with Alex, and so has a lot of us in the group chats here. We would love nothing more than the Detroit Lions to grab a quarterback right now, because the Detroit Lions look like they're ready to go. They are favorites this weekend for the first time ever. Sean does not like that. No Commander fan likes that right now at all. But they're favorites. And there's a reason for it. But there's one thing that's key missing in here is a consistent quarterback. Jared Goff did not take the LA Rams to the Super Bowl. Sean McVay took that roster to the Super Bowl. We all know that. Now, that being said, I have joked and I have said, you look at the Detroit roster and you just look at the colors and just look at the players that are available in this draft. Will Levis would be a great quarterback for the Detroit Lions, for them to get and develop with some of the talent that they got in defense that they're trying to build up here. 1,000%. But don't tell me that if it ain't Dan Campbell, if it's still Dan Campbell in house and Aaron Glenn and all those guys want to keep rolling around, like rolling in this and stuff, I'm all for the players coach. I'm all for it. But if they're going to start trading for Lamar Jackson, or even have any inclination to trade for Lamar Jackson, they would probably, and this is not an insult at Dan Campbell and the people that they got in there, but they would probably grab a different head coach that would probably bring in a different offensive coordinator. It wouldn't be like Jim Harbaugh coming in. Might be like his brother from Michigan coming in to help out Detroit. Be like, fuck it. I'll do both. I'll do Michigan on Saturday. I'll do Lions on fucking Sunday. Fuck it. But they would have to do something. Now everybody else will say, like, where does all of a sudden the Lions have all this firepower to make a trade like that? They still have the Rams' next first round pick. And in this draft, if you're someone like the Baltimore Ravens, and you've seen what teams could do to get up into the draft, you know for a fact that taking Detroit's pick, Detroit's actual first round pick, which I still think is going to be a top 10 pick, but the way that they're playing might have me wrong, and I've been wrong before. But that Rams pick is also going to be in the 20s, and two of those picks, mixed with the Ravens pick itself, trading up to somebody would probably work. Like if all of a sudden the Ravens wanted Will Levis, they have the freaking power, they have the picks to do it. If they wanted to sit there and build their team within house with more first round picks and let a guy fall to them, say like even Anthony Richardson, which I don't think is a great idea until we see more of him on tape. But someone like Tanner McKee and Tyler Van Dyke from Miami and Stanford, which me and Alex and Sean and a few of the people in the group chats have talked about for a long time here. Just some of these guys that we keep forgetting about. We're all on the Bryce Young and the CJ Stroud and the Will Levis train. And I'm the commander of the Will Levis train. I've been that for like the last 2 years. But if we're being honest here, Lamar having a chance to go to that roster, Lamar having a chance, and the only reason why, let's back up here for a second. The only reason why Lamar would actually really consider this is because he's been in the Baltimore market. Quarterbacks who have been in these big markets, and I mean big market teams, so say like the Los Angeleses and the Miamis and the Tampa Bays and the New Yorks and San Diego when it was back there, San Francisco, Dallas. Those are big markets of their own, okay? Those are big markets of their own. They have a lot of fans. Baltimore's got a great fan base. The Colts have got a great fan base. All those teams got great fan bases. But when that team starts losing, you lose the fan base. They're one of those teams as well. It just so happens that Baltimore has done a great job keeping that roster intact, even after Flacco. I got Lamar. And before Flacco, of course. And just had a stellar defense. Detroit would have the picks, but why would they do it? If you're someone like, say, Alex, if you're a Lions fan and you're looking at this, right off the bat, Lamar comes in, his mentality, his mindset, and his ability mixed in with what some of those other cats got on that team, my goodness gracious to everybody else in the league, you've been put on notice. Y'all been put on notice. Aaron Rodgers going to go retire or go be the next big veteran that goes to Tampa Bay? Cool. You're going to have the next Sean McVay sit here in Minnesota and trade up in the draft to go get Will Levis before Baltimore can, or someone, Tyler Van Dyke or Tanner McKee? Sure. You want to Chicago, no offense, Nick or Delilah or any of the Chicago fans, is like, you want to have Justin Fields there and build up that defense that you thought you once had? Okay. If I'm any Detroit fan, if I'm anybody that's in town looking at a situation where Lamar can come in and you don't have to give almost any of those roster players up, if not any of those roster players up, and it's all draft picks, you don't think that the new owner wouldn't do it? They've seen what's happened around the league. You got straight victory out of Tampa Bay. You got straight victory out of the Rams. This offseason, Russell Wilson went to the Broncos. That's not necessarily looking the greatest. But Lamar is special. And Lamar is good. And everybody wants to get on that freaking, I want to talk shit about the running quarterback. Oh, he doesn't have a good arm. The guy can make plays. Isn't that what football's about? Yeah, you got to have a good quarterback, and yeah, you got to have consistency here, there, and everywhere else. But you take Lamar and you put him on that Detroit Lions roster, and all of a sudden, just like we had last year, we were talking about the Cleveland Browns being a Super Bowl favorite just because of the roster, not the quarterback. And then we kind of had them being in that same talk with Deshaun Watson before the whole thing that he's got going on. You don't think Lamar Jackson would not just be incredible on that team? And if that's on his short list, that's something to be said to the rest of the league right now as well. To say the Indianapolis Colts, to say the Atlanta Falcons, to say the Green Bay Packers if they have to move off of Aaron Rodgers in the offseason. To say the Miami Dolphins, to say the Philadelphia Eagles, all those teams that are right there, built right now, literally right now, to win a Super Bowl, and all they need is a quarterback. You don't think that they're hounding at this opportunity? Or they're not looking at what Detroit is right now, thinking, shit, we got to compete with that? And especially if Dan Campbell is still the head coach, man. You mean to tell me I'm coming in on a Monday, on a Tuesday morning, and I got fucking Lamar Jackson as my quarterback? I'll literally trade every pick that we got, chew every bone marrow off every fucking knee out there, and I'll get ready for every Sunday planning around Lamar fucking Jackson. Dan Campbell would keep his job and would be in the ring of honor for the Lions so damn quick because of the culture that he would do. You know what I mean? For just like the culture that he would bring. Like, it is so awesome to see the Lions being even talked about in all of this. Like in all of the talk, in all of this the quarterback carousel that Colin Cowherd and all these other analysts have talked about. It is so cool to see that when I, as a Buccaneer fan, was like, maybe it's the Buccaneers, after Tom Brady's gone, because that's more intriguing. Hell, even like Miami, which we had to talk about there on the other show. We're talking about that. That's still awesome. Philadelphia would still be really cool. But that team that's under the radar right now that all of a sudden comes into the short list is Lamar fucking Jackson going to the Lions. Are you? Listen, if they don't got to give any roster players up, that's one hell of an upgrade. And that would be awesome to see for not only the Detroit Lions, but for the NFL as well. Because you start having the Cincinnati Bengals and the Minnesota Vikings and some of these other, the Jacksonville Jaguars, if they start catching it going here, and Carolina after this year, when that roster gets a rookie quarterback in the next draft, I'm calling my shot right now, and they can finally build up to be something. Some of these teams are coming, and that's what the NFL is going to be here soon. Is it's going to look like a Madden franchise, year whatever you call it there, freaking, you know what I'm saying, Madden franchise where you just do the whole year by year thing. And you look at the playoffs and you're like, what the hell? How the hell is Seattle getting a number 1 seed this year? You know what I mean? Just random things like that. But it's going to start happening, and it's going to be so cool to start seeing here. A couple of comments I wanted to get here. Here we go here. Needless to say, I'm okay with it, but not getting excited just yet. I'm glad that you're here listening to this too, Alex. This is something I was hoping for. So glad you're tuned in tonight. And I see a couple of the comments by you too. Yo, you're 100% standing. I am. I actually have decided to do my shows standing now because when I sit, like it's still fun. Don't get me wrong. I like sitting, but the whole standing, like I like the whole comedic aspect of it as well. Like I get to stand and do a show. Like I'm almost doing like a comedy routine for sports. It's fun. I like this, and it just look at so much room for activity. I'm gonna kick my fucking coffee over. See, I have a lot of room for activities, but I also have to be very careful with all this room that I have for activities. I don't want to start breaking shit, and the pretty ladies start coming down here being like, "You're being loud," which is totally acceptable. I would accept it anyway. Foob's just going full Madden. Now that's what you call football. Damn right, buddy. I'd personally be shocked if Lamar left. I would be too. Listen, I'm not saying like that it's a foregone conclusion. Like they're going to franchise tag him over and over again for the 2 years. I can 100% guarantee that. But there is no way that this type of stuff comes out without having just a little sniff of relevancy. And that's what we do here at NSD. Because all this stuff that we joked about many years ago are now starting to become realities in this game. I'm still kind of on that string where Kyler Murray is possibly to be traded. I really am. And I'm not going to admit it because Chris is going to come in here and just like, I'm going to see the comments just go like, F you, F you, F you, F you, F your Red Wings, F your Bucks, F Brady, all that kind of stuff. Like I would literally have people tagged in here and be like, come after this guy. Like Chris is savage. Okay. So me too, Sid. I agree. First time in 25 games, they're favorites. That's right. Alex might have just himself with you saying the Lions might get Lamar and Jim Harbaugh. Could you imagine that? That would be exciting, but I'd like Jim to stay at Michigan. Yeah, see, how about Lincoln Riley decides, Caleb Williams for like a year, maybe 2, and then comes in. Because no, he needs more time. He absolutely no shot at making a run at a ring. Oh, that's a hot take and an interesting one to boot as well. Situations, buddy. It's the same thing that we said when he was drafted. Me and Alex had just met and actually talked about this at work when he was just getting drafted. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone trades to 31 or 32 just to get that 5th-year option and see if they can make something out of it. And fucking just like that, the Ravens did it. And then we met Kevin at work who was a Ravens fan, and he was just like, I'm so ready. And then, yeah, the rest is history. And then we made a Dynasty League out of it. So even that next tier of college QBs could be sleepers. Sam Hartman, JT Daniels, and Keto Slovis could be interesting too. The Sam Hartman one I've been watching because of Sean talking about him. And if he can put something up, I see JT, I just think would be like your, what's my boy there from Texas before? Ellinger. I think he'll just end up kind of like in the Ellinger class. Keto and Slovis could possibly be like a Desmond Ritter. The one guy that I think Djokovic out of all of them might actually, if he's put in the right spot, could probably be the better of all of them. But that's just me. Lamar Swift, Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams would be a lot of fun. That would be, buddy, that would be dumb. That is, I didn't even think of some of those guys too. Forgot you guys had Jameson. You imagine Lamar coming into that situation with that offensive line. He's already got a burner. He's got a way better running back, and he's got a crop of running backs like he already had in Baltimore. Man, Jesus, Alex. You lose Amon-Ra, I think, because you won't get Lamar until you have to pay Amon-Ra, and Lamar don't come cheap. I mean, he's got a point there. I'll give him that. How about them Bears? How about them Bears? Surprise. That, I agree with what everybody has said. That shot of them with the slide, that was so cool. That was awesome. That was so dope. I am so happy that they did that. Man, still glad that the Bears actually got that win, though. Like my fantasy, I'm still got the win, but that was getting close. Preach about Lamar, Andrew, man, right? Thank you for tuning in, Christian Shanafelt. Thank you for tuning in. Only thing is, St. Brown doesn't need to get paid until after 2025, and then by that time, we're all going to be talking about Arch Manning, so it doesn't really matter. So, if the Lions upgrade at quarterbacks next year, they'll be a playoff team for sure. Goff, unfortunately, is holding that team back right now, in my opinion. I have said the same thing, Ben. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, tonight. It's good to see you. I have said the same thing. Goff was just part of the deal. Here's a quarterback for you. That's not bad. It was like a first or second overall pick. He's not the worst that you ever going to have, but he's definitely not going to take you to the Super Bowl. It's going to be a stopgap, and he's actually probably not going to be bad if he sucks this year, and then all of a sudden they go and they draft, say, let's say they get CJ Stroud. I'm just throwing it out there. Let's say they get CJ Stroud, because I think CJ would do a lot better if he just sat for a year. Throw Goff in for one more year. Your team's still like mid-pack, throw them in towards the end of the year, and then you got another good draft pick. If you lose one of your players because they're like, fuck Detroit, I'm not playing here anymore with the rest of this, I could totally understand that. Go replace that with that guy. It's simple as that. It's just like this draft. We all talk about the quarterbacks, but the one X factor this whole upcoming draft after this season is done is going to be Bijan Robinson, man. Somebody's going to take a chance on him, and I don't know about that. Hard Count Football tuning in tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Says drop that link. I actually will here in a little bit. Just got to get to a couple of other things, and then I'll get some other people in here. Only got about an hour and a half show tonight because a pretty lady is going out with her friends tonight. So I want to make sure that I get the kids to bed in time and also catch some of the great college football tonight. Need a few more mans in there. Pretty good impression. Thank you. Come on, Andrew. Pat McAfee inspired you to stand during your show. This guy. Listen, no, he sits. I don't have a cameraman where I could just out of nowhere, zoom in and out of me. But you're not wrong. I like the idea that he actually stood for his shows. It's kind of cool. So. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get to just a quick old break here. You know what that means. Drop this show a like and a share and a follow. And remember to subscribe to North Sports Dynasty to get yourself a chance at that Bucks mini helmet and other things coming towards the end of the year. I just don't want to tell you what it is, because if you start liking these shows and following these shows and doing all that kind of stuff right now, then towards the end of the year, when you're like, I didn't win that mini helmet. And then all of a sudden I have like a Patrick Mahomes signed jersey. And you're like, Andrew, where the hell did you get that? I'm not having, don't clip that, please. Because that's just really expensive jersey. I don't have anywhere near that type of money just yet. So, but I saw all the likes and the shares for this show already today. You guys are doing amazing. And I love you guys so much. So let's give a shout out to Let's Talk Football and show you all the things that they got going on here. And we will be right back to talk a little bit more about week 2 and some of my picks for you guys to win some cash this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's Friday night. Crack open a cold one, go smoke a hot one, do whatever you got to do. But thank you for tuning in to NSD, letting us be part of your Friday night here on NSD, shared amongst all of the family platforms we got out here, including 1252 Chicago Sports and including Let's Talk Football, as you saw there. I'm going to have to get a 1252 intro for those guys. I'll obviously have the hockey intro, which, by the way, if you haven't heard, Chicago or 1252 Chicago has brought me on to do a hockey show with a gentleman on there named Matt. I totally lost his first or his last name, and I'm so sorry, Matt. I'm going to get you. I'll get you on. I'm going to get you a whole thing for it. He's actually doing the logos right now. He's a Blackhawks fan, and it's going to be a Blackhawks and Red Wings show. We got literal Blackhawk analysts, color commentators going to be coming on that show to talk about the Blackhawks and, of course, just hockey in general. So stay tuned for that, for a hockey season coming up starting next week, live on Wednesday or Thursday night. Obviously, I'll get all the details for everybody. I'm not exactly sure when it starts, but I'm figuring everything out. And, of course, if you want to see all the picks that we are going through, you want to see how I'm doing on all of my picks right now, and you want to bet alongside with me so that either if you win money, you could be like, Andrew, you sweet, sexy ginger, how are you doing this, man? How you win? Look at you. Hey, winning me all that money. Winning me all that money. Or if you bet with me and we start losing together, then you just inevitably know why you're losing money. And you can tell your wife or your husband where all your money's been going, why you've been losing your money. And we can all literally just meet at the same meeting together. And I will stand in front of all of your loved ones and tell them why we're all here together. I will not pay anybody back. So bet responsibly and get Betstamp. As of next week, I will have the bet code for you, ladies and gentlemen, for Betstamp, where if you want to get some promotions and some deals and you want to get the best lines for your bets, especially if you're up here in Canada, I got you hipped up. Get at me for the Betstamp promo code next week. That's Betstamp. Download the app and get the best deals for your bet going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of bets, let's talk a couple of these bets that I got going on here tonight with a little bit of the high stakes, high rewards. We are 3-2 currently with the locked bets that we have here at NSD. I got late to the party yesterday, and I'm not going to put my pickup yesterday on my bets, but the one that I did have, I dropped in the group chat that we do have, is I took Clyde Edwards-Helaire at the plus 2.5 receptions last night in that game. He hit it right in the fourth quarter. Thank goodness. And it won everybody at plus 143 is I think what it was. I can't remember exactly what it was, or plus 125, one of the two. But it was a good hit. It was nice to see a nice just single hit. But because we did not lock it on a update show or anything like that, NSD is not going to take any credit for that pick whatsoever. So what we are going to do tonight is we are going to give you the 4 picks that we have got locked for this weekend. These are the 4 that I have basically went through, took a look. There's some other ones that I'm intrigued in. That Seattle plus 8.5 is just staring at me in the face, and I want to touch it so bad. I want to sprinkle just the tiniest little, just a little bit on it. But I might do it in a parlay, and I think I did do it in the parlay on the Pretty Ladies app, because the Pretty Lady decided to get some money going in here, even though she took the Buccaneers money line, and it's kind of on me because I said just do it, even though the line kept going down. I thought the more people that they would say it's going to be healthy, the higher that line would go. But inevitably, nobody's getting healthy, so that line just keeps dropping. So I'm getting a little bit nervous for tomorrow or for Sunday. So here's some picks that we got going here. Oh, Sunday, a little bit too early, but you know what? Here's the thing. If any of these picks are to change, it's only because of major either offensive players, major coaching differences, or anything like that. And if any of these are going to be changed or not locked in, we will let you know and we'll tell you to pull your money out before Sunday. But the four we got right now, let's see if I can do this properly here. There we go. We have got the New York Jets at Cleveland. The over right now is sitting at 39.5. When I got it, I think it is actually bumped up to 40.5 now because of all the money that has been coming down on that line. But I got it at over 39.5 at my witness 110. Listen, this is only week 2. We do not start seeing consistent play out of good and bad teams till week 4, week 5. So you can still have many different things happen. You can have every single one of these like 40.5 overs hit this weekend. You really, really could. You could literally have all of them hit the under. That one I don't necessarily think is going to happen, but it could. And all these games that you're starting to see, these big games where they're saying the Chiefs and the Bills will be a blowout or the Chiefs and the Chargers are going to be a blowout. It's just that little half, that little 1 point. That's what people are losing by. So this one right here, you can find anywhere at 39.5, which there is a couple of places. Bet99 has still got it at minus 125 or 110 for the payout there, but my 39.5 for the over. Under is 12-5 so far this season as well. Ooh, hey, there you go. But this is like, listen, that's just a little too low for me. They're saying like it's gonna be a 21-20 score. As soon as somebody goes 27-20, that's an over. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think there's going to be a lot of running touchdowns by that Cleveland Brown team. And that's another thing. Where it is, I had it somewhere. I had this written down from last year where week 1 favorites at home in week 2 are a higher record than – I'll have to find that one again. And I think Harry Berg actually and me talked about this last year. So I'm going to have to find that one again. I literally just remember that. So thank you, Sid, for that one. But that is one of my locks here. Carolina at New York Giants. Listen, we said here at Dynasty at the beginning of the season, because of Brian Daboll, because of the fact that this guy is Canadian, coming from one of the most Canadian teams out there in the Buffalo Bills, I liked him. I would love him to be the inevitable Toronto Huskies head coach eventually when we get a team, which we're never going to get a team. It's never going to happen. I just got to let that dream go. But I got them on the money line here. I know everybody likes them with the whole cover, maybe Carolina with the spread. I like the New York Giants money line personally. I think that you can get it at minus 125 when I found it. It's still a little bit higher. I know the Bucs is only minus 135. But that right there is juicy enough because I just don't have faith in Baker Mayfield going forward here. I really don't. I don't have any faith in Baker Mayfield. He's going to be good with Robbie Anderson by the looks of it. And any DJ Moore owner in fantasy is probably just kicking themselves in the ass right now, which I kind of am because I've seen some of the offers I got in the offseason for him. But I still hold true to DJ Moore, and I digress. But I like the Giants going home. Saquon is showing up in week 1. He gets that home advantage. That's the shit that I like. That's what I'm going to be rolling with. So that right there is what I'm going to be going with the New York Giants. Money line. Tennessee at Buffalo. I am taking the spread here with Tennessee. And a lot of people are like, bro, why? Like, what does Tennessee have? Are we all forgetting that Tennessee was still a top-ranked team just 2 years ago? And because of injuries and because of a couple people leaving and because they look depleted on the roster to some people, they're not getting the respect that they deserve. Tennessee is not a pushover team. Tennessee's defense is not a pushover. Tennessee may have an inconsistent offense sometimes. It's totally understandable. But Buffalo's defense, though doing really, really, really good in week 1, that's not going to be just something that is a flash in the pan. This is going to be or something that's going to continuously happen throughout the season. This is a flash in the pan. That week 1 against the Rams, they were ready for that. Von Miller was ready for that. This is a comeback down game for them. This is where Tennessee knows that they need to win in order to get back into the reign of things and be in the contendingness of the NFL. And the way that you can do that is putting up a game against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills because your defense is going to keep you in it. The defense is going to keep them in it. They ain't going to have no running game whatsoever. They're going to have to make it a pass only And that's going to be really, really hard for the Tennessee Titans. It's going to be extremely hard for the Tennessee Titans. So I like the for the Buffalo Bills. So I like the fact that this is plus 10. Yeah, Buffalo's going to win. Buffalo they're going to win. But you can't tell me that Tennessee, at the end of the game, in bullshit time, when it's down by, they're going to be down like 14 or something like that, or 13, aren't going to go in there and try to get a field goal right at the end of the game, just like the Chargers did. Or do one of those Mike Vrabel things where they'll kick the field goal and they'll try the onside kick so they can come back on the field and try it again. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, this shit happens. So I like Tennessee covering that plus 10, especially because it's at minus 15. And even Vegas is starting to do that. Like, it's a little too high. Derrick Henry might just literally run the entire Buffalo defense over. That is a literal possibility here. That's one of the other ones that I really like. If I could only pick one this week, that's probably the one that I would have picked. But this is the one that I found really, really juicy. Houston at Denver. Davis Mills to have over 1.5 passing TDs. Davis Mills last week had 2 to OJ Howard. And yes, to some people, he looked a little bit lost. The offense doesn't have as many talented players as it should. But it still has Brandon Cooks. It still has OJ Howard. It still has red zone capabilities with Davis Mills, who is a quarterback who does not like to throw interceptions. He likes to just do the game his way. He's basically Andrew Luck if Andrew Luck never took deep chances. So the fact that Denver lost means that, yes, they are obviously going to come out and they are going to be putting up a lot more points and a lot bigger opportunity because they're going to be home again to a bad team. And their fan base is not going to allow Russell Wilson to have 2 consistent games against the 2 worst rated teams at the beginning of the year and think that he just gets a soft landing. God, no, it's growing pains to be here in Denver. No. They'll tear his head apart. 1,000%. They'll tear his head apart. So that means Davis Mills is going to be passing for the win. Is going to be passing for points. That means Brandon Cooks is going to be seeing a lot of Patrick Surtain. Okay, that means anybody else, Philip Dorsett, any of those other guys are going to be completely wide open on the other side. Plus 174 right now for Davis Mills to have 2 passing touchdowns this game. That's the one I want. Plus 174. That's the money this weekend. Because it's still week 2. He could get sacked. And he could get picked 5 times. He probably still would throw 2 touchdowns. That's almost a for sure, in my opinion. And it's going to really, really suck if he does only throw like 6 interceptions and no touchdowns. And Denver comes out and they're like, ha, y'all thought we were bad week 1? Fuck all y'all. We're the best team ever. I could totally see it happening. So right now our record is 3-2. We are holding consistent. We are not throwing any other picks in besides ones that I come here on live, whether it's an update or something else. But we will come up here live and we will update you with all of our picks going forward. And we only got 4 for this week. I ain't taking the one I did yesterday. We only got the 4 this week. So we're looking to be 7-2 after this week. So remember to get that Betstamp link from me or the Betstamp app so you can see all the bets that we play here at NSD through me. And you can see all the money that we're making or all the money that we're losing. And then you can go laugh when you're taking your fiance or your husband out on the town and they're like, where did all this extra money come from, Andrew? I don't understand. And you're like, or say Andrew, like if I'm on the date, but ex-person Jon Snow or Joe Doe or whatever the name, John Doe. Oh, yeah, John Doe, where'd you get all this extra money? He'd be like, I got it from Andrew Faubert and NSD and all the betting that they got going on there. That's where I make my money. So let them know. That's where your money's being made right now. Hoping for the sweep. I don't want to split this at 2-2. That would just really irritate me. But I mean, not going to lie, if I can get the Davis Mills one and the Jets one, because that would be obviously the most money, that would be very nice and would be greatly appreciated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, quick commercial, and we are going to be back talking the matchups and talking some of these players that you're going to want to be talking about or want to have on your roster, the starts and pauses for this upcoming week right after this commercial break. So if you are one of those people who've been getting at me, like, Andrew, when I get my fantasy football updates, why are you not updating me week to week? Why am I not getting my tags? Why is all of a sudden Tim Tebow starting? Why are people? I'm so Listen, you're about to get 1 minute where you can go smoke or get a drink, go get something, and then we're all going to sit here for the next 10, 15 minutes of the show and give you all some pointers about who to start and who not to start this weekend. So 1 minute, we'll be back here at NSD to talk to you about your stardom and sit-ems for this week. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to NSD. I am your host, Andrew Faubert, live here from my basement. There's no sun down here. So like Nick Rosario said earlier, like, Andrew, you don't look like you get sun. You see? Listen, you see this beard? Do you see it? I saw the comment there. Do you see this? Do you see? It's like a fruit disc commercial, man. It's like a wait, hold on. Let me do that like a slow one. Ooh. Ooh. Like Baywatch style. Look, I can put it in a ponytail and shit. I grew it out. COVID made me do some weird things, okay? I used to make fun of people with hair like this, and now I'm the one sitting here looking like a big old hippie. Except I weigh like 10 pounds. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to NSD. I am your host, Andrew Faubert. Where were some of these comments? LTF is the ESPN of football podcast. You're damn right, buddy. Growing every day. Foob's getting his magic mic on. Ooh, damn right. That's right. And then some juicy picks for this week from the Hard Count Football. Thank you for tuning in. I will try to get that link out there for you in just a couple of minutes. We'll get you on for the last bit of the show. Oh, excuse me. Kyle's on here saying, I seriously love you. Leave your wife for me. No. Have you seen my wife? My wife. Have you seen her? I'm not fucking leaving you for her. Get out of here. My favorite Bucks analyst. Aw, dude, no. Really? But there's so many good ones out there, Kyle. Thank you very much, buddy. Kenny Brewer. Whoa. Blast from the past. High school best friend. Thank you for tuning in. Says true. I saw one that popped in there too. You were looking at those bets, weren't you there, Kenny? You gonna start betting alongside me, buddy? Oh, you better get at me for that link. For the link for the Betstamp app there, my friend. I took off the hat for you there. Itching to get on the show right now. Well, let's put it out there for you. I'll get you in the back there. I'll get everybody updated on a couple of these picks. And if anybody wants to hop in here right now, they could. Don't know why. Oh, there we go. I was like, what the heck? So if it works there, it should be in the comment section now. Pop in, talk to me here for the last couple of minutes of the show. I'm going to be doing just a couple of fantasy football updates, which a lot of people have been asking about. So here's the one. Since I had the guy ask right up at the top of the show, Sid says Julio Jones, Adam Thielen, or Damian Harris as that flex play in full PPR. So in full PPR, a lot of people are thinking Julio Jones because of the fact that Chris Godwin is not playing this weekend. That would be a smart decision, but I don't even know if Julio Jones is fully ready to go. I woke up the other day and saw the injury list of the Buccaneers, and I almost cried. I was like, what is happening? What happened? Did someone run a bus through our all freaking team? Like, what happened? So in this one, it's going to sound weird, but probably Adam Thielen. I would probably lead Adam Thielen just until we get a full roster update on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So some of these other games I wanted to get at here quick to give everybody an update on for some of these players. Everybody keeps asking this one. What about Cam Akers? What about Cam Akers? Let's get the whole Cam Akers thing right out of the way. And this whole Los Angeles situation with running backs is becoming really irritable and tiresome, because if you're a dynasty owner like myself and you spent any capital on Isaiah Spiller, you don't look like you're capitalizing on that for at least 2 years, maybe even at all anymore. If you are Cam Akers owners and you've spent money in the offseason thinking you can get him for cheap, and you still gave up good prospects or draft picks, you screwed up. Because some of these teams go by committees. Some of these teams have 4 to 5 running backs in-house, and they have them for specific matchups against specific teams. And the problem is you don't get unlimited roster spots to your fantasy football, and it really does suck when 6 of your roster spots has to be all Patriot running backs just so you can have points for the week, or say that I at least am going to get the points one way or another. Like, okay, congratulations. The thing that does suck with that, though, and some of these other players get injured, so like the CMC situation, the Najee Harris situation, which is starting to get scary for some of those owners. Everybody says, well, those are the number ones, and those are the guys that you have to get. Yes, and they're a dime a dozen. You don't always get the luxury of finding a James Robinson every year or a Myles Gaskin every year as like these stopgap 1-year situations. Sometimes you do. Like, look at the Atlanta Falcons. You weren't getting the same type of ADP that you were last year for Cordell Patterson that you are this year, though you were still getting them for a pretty premium price. That was absolutely ridiculous to me. I went to actually go take him in the 7th, and someone took him, and I was like, oh, this is my pick. But it's still, some of these players that we're looking at right now, like the Julio Jones, and everybody's talking about the Tampa Bay offenses. Why are they not doing it? It's week 1. You know what the Chiefs are going to do. You know what the Bills are going to do. Those are like the only 2 teams, maybe even the Chargers. Those are the only 2 to 3 teams that you actually know what are going to do in the league. After that, it's all a crapshoot, and it's all still the guessing game. And you got to use analytics, and you got to use patternizing. And that's what we do here at NSD. And that's why we love Hunter Renfrow. That's why we love TJ Hawkinson. That's why we love the idea of what Jalen Tolbert could be for the Dallas Cowboys, but we don't necessarily like what he is right now for the Dallas Cowboys. So yes, don't, for the love of God, don't play Cam Akers again this week. And Travis Etienne owners out there as well that have been getting at me. I know that he was one of my locks, and I should have read the tea leaves with the whole James Robinson coming back from the injury and being ready for week 1 and everything like that. I should have read the tea leaves. But the problem is anybody who owned James Robinson knows that you were either just getting the carries off of him and hoping he gets the touchdown because he doesn't catch passes. And if you're in a PPR league, you just have to run with the Travis Etienne chance in the week 1, which I did. And it cost me a week 1. I mean, I think it was more a couple other players, but still, it's a chance you got to take. And it's not easy in week 1 if you don't have solid players, like these players who you know for a fact, like the Jonathan Taylors, the Justin Jeffersons, it's kind of inevitably the Saquon Barkleys if you actually took the chance on that. But like, the Jamar Chases and stuff like that. Those are the guys that are really going to make it or break it for you this year. That's why your first and second rounds are important, but it's doing your homework for those background picks that really, really help you. So this week, DeAndre Carter for the Los Angeles Chargers was a really big fantasy waiver. Taysom Hill was another big one. These are all guys who came off the fantasy waiver wire. These are all good picks to have, at least on the bench. with the Saints, I kind of lean a little bit more the Juwan Johnson way. That's me personally, but neither here or there. So a couple of these players that a lot of people have been here or there with me, I've individually messaged you guys there, so don't worry too much about that. But if you have any other questions about the stardom and sit-ems for this week, we are going to be live for about another 10 minutes while we get a special guest who I haven't actually talked about in a long time. And I wanted to get him on in the offseason. And if it wasn't for my out-of-whack freaking Kyle Yacy penis. That's what caught me off guard. It was like Kyle Yacy penis. I'm like, what the hell? This guy, I wanted to get this guy on in the offseason, but if it wasn't for my stupid schedule going all over the place, I would have had way more guests on. But this guy, me and him used to do a couple of shows together on an old network. He is still part of the 1252 sports program, I do believe. He is a New York Jets fan. We don't know why, but we know that he is the number one fan. I see him struggling. Like, come on, man. No. I know why. And he's going to be the one that praises this team when it actually does win. And he'll be legal drinking age by then, too. So he'll actually be able to, like, come on all of our shows while he's still drunk and be like, it's going to happen, buddy. I'm still putting my money on it. Jacob Charno from the Hard Count Football Podcast. There he is. How are we doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing all right. That was quite the intro, I'd say. I'm getting up there. I'm really not that far. So by legal drinking age, you mean we get up to 21? Because I mean, you're in Canada. I don't know what it is. It's 18, isn't it? 18 in Canada.
18 in our province. There's other provinces that are 19, but yes, it's essentially 18.
Yeah, well, in the next 3 years, hopefully. I mean, one can only hope, but it's super great to be back on here. I am still with 1252, even though I haven't done a live show, and it's been a minute because now as you can see, I'm in my college dorm room, and that's.
I was just gonna say, where the heck are you? That's not your office.
No, it is not my basement at home. This is my dorm room.
What college are you at right now?
I'm at Syracuse University studying shocker broadcast journalism. So
we literally have somebody live from Syracuse University right now. Like this,
you do.
This show is growing exponentially. I cannot believe this, dude. Okay, I want to talk about your Jets here a little bit too.
Let's do it.
Your Jets, obviously the offensive line. I don't even want to.
Nope, we're not getting into it. We're not talking about it.
You've already talked about that enough on Twitter in the offseason. Your emotions, I've watched your Twitter, like from the signings and the draftings and then the injuries, and it actually does suck seeing that for the New York Jets because you got one cougar of a quarterback. You got one hell of offensive weapons now. Like, you are actually starting to look good on both sides of the ball. How do you feel about your New York Jets situation now going forward?
Listen, this is a team that made a lot of adjustments, and you said it, man. A cougar of a quarterback, I like that. That's fair. But you look at week one, you really go back, you watch the game. I think the score isn't very telling of how that game went. You look in the first half, the Jets really held the Ravens to almost nothing for the majority of the first half. But the fact that this offense couldn't get anything going, this offensive line absolutely collapsed. They couldn't. The defense was staying on the field. Defense got tired. You have to take that into account. They ended up just getting tired, giving up a ton of points to, a really, really talented offense. So, listen, I'm not giving up hope yet. I like those picks that are behind you. I like the over for that Jet game. I'm kind of on the border of it. But this is certainly a winnable game, and if they can win this game, they get a home game against Cincinnati, which I don't think they'll win, but 1-2 against the Steelers in week 4 now, with Zach coming back, it looks like, because he's made some really good progression. I think that they can win that game against the Steelers, be 2-2 by week 5, which is honestly all you can ask for from this team right now. So, it is what it is right now. You're a Bucs fan. You've dealt with the lack, some offensive line injuries, and pretty much everywhere else in the last 7 days. So that's been, that's been tough. This week, though, I have some picks for you. I'm not allowed to place them because
not yet. No,
I'm not allowed, and I'm also not allowed to give them out. But I'm going to say I just looked at the lines, and this is what I like.
Yeah,
all right.
what do you like?
So I have a lot of things I like. Number one, I really like that Giants money line. I really like that pick that you gave out. In that Bucks game though, that line, that total is at 43.5 right now. That is low. That is a low total. I don't care who's playing receiver for the Bucks, man. Tom Brady's going to score. Tom Brady is going to score. This offense is going to score points.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think the Saints score points as well. I think that more than 21 points between the two teams each are scored. I think they cover this over. You started this Davis Mills thing. I will continue it by saying not only will Davis Mills throw for over 1.5 passing touchdowns, he is going there. The Texans will cover the spread, the plus 9.5 in this game against the Broncos. And I kind of like the over 45.5 if you want to get crazy. We move to Monday night, Andrew, where you want to talk about that Bills-Titans game. I want to talk about the earlier game, Vikings-Eagles. Vikings are somehow underdogs in this game.
Yes, they are.
It is beyond me after they gave up 35 points to the Lions, and I think the Lions are an improved football team, but come on. Like the Vikings, I think, are a top 5 NFC team right now. And that's not a stretch, simply because every other team in the NFC is hot garbage, right? Look around. Like this, nobody is on the same level as the top 5 teams in this conference are.
It's true.
So I like the Vikings to cover the 2.5, absolutely. But if you want to get ballsy, take them on the money line. Because I think they end up winning this game. And then one that I kind of like the Falcons plus 9.5 against the Rams, but it's tempting. It's a tempting one.
I've thought about like just like a fun one of doing like the Houston, the Atlanta, and the Seahawks all like just to cover, put it all in a parlay just to see what it would be. But I'm like, I still just don't know, because one of those games, I always go 2-1 in those games because one of those games somebody's gonna just like outscore the other one.
Someone will sell. Someone will sell
like
hard.
The Broncos will go like 42-10.
Oh yeah.
Or who's Atlanta play again? Atlanta's playing
the Rams.
Yeah, like the Rams might just say, you know what, fuck week 1, we are still the Rams and win like 55-3. Like there is a few of them out there, but that the Bucks and Saints one is another one that I looked at, but it just haunts me, the fact that we had a 9-0 game against them last year. That still haunts me.
Yeah,
I can't get over that.
Yeah, that one was tough.
Extremely. I never ever want to see that ever happen again. A hockey score in a football game, especially with my Bucks and the Saints. So
you mentioned people who took a chance on Saquon. I was one of those guys. I own a lot of Saquon Barkley. That was quite nice to see, especially in week 1. I think he continues this great stretch, this 1 week great stretch. I think he continues that into week 2 after the Panthers gave up like 1 million rushing yards to Nick Chubb and a ton of receiving yards to Kareem Hunt. So Saquon's going to get both of those, both receiving and rushing. I love Saquon this week. I think he finishes this week as the RB1.
Oh, I mean, Carolina's defense is not a pushover in any means whatsoever. Like, I hate Carolina, I really do.
Sure.
But like, obviously NFC South guy, but even still, it's more just the Baker Mayfield thing. But I respect the crap out of the rest of the roster. Like, they're literally building that roster like the Buccaneers have been doing for over the years. It's like, yeah, we suck. Okay, let's get a draft pick. Yeah, we suck. Let's get another one. And then eventually you start being like,
Tom Brady.
Like, yeah, we got some boys in here, and Carolina might in the offseason either get like a CJ Stroud or a Bryce Young, or they might even try to convince like a Kyler Murray or something like that to get traded their way, because they have the means to do it. And CMC 100%. would be kind of interesting if he went to Arizona. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, doesn't it feel so it feels so obvious though that Carolina is gonna make one dumb move at quarterback, right? They're gonna have Baker this year, and then it's gonna be Jared Goff, right? It's gonna be Jared Goff. And
I've joked with Alex and a couple of the other guys there at Let's Talk Football, which you give a follow on the Let's Talk Football 100%. There, guys. You would love them, and we would love having you there around there too. We've joked about like the 3 quarterbacks, and there's those 2 to other 3 QBs in the draft that everybody's kind of sniffing at, with the Tanner McKee from Stanford, the Tyler Van Dyke from Miami, Anthony Richardson as well from Florida. I like Tyler as well because he's so under the radar, where I think he only had 3 incompletions last week. He had the 2 touchdowns and he got the hell off the field. It's like, I did my job. Now I'm done. Goodbye. And like, that's what I want in the NFL. And so some of these teams are eventually going to get some of these guys. And that Carolina might be one of those teams that says, screw it, we're going to go after these guys. We'll trade back up in the first round and go for one of these. And that right there would suck, because if they got the 5th overall pick, don't do what Miami did in 2018 or whatever and pass up on Justin Herbert for the pretty pick from Alabama. Go for the Will Levis, go for the Tanner McKee, go for one of those guys and actually build your squad the way you should.
So here's my thing with this, and this is my thing with the Jets also, and I've said it about the Jets this year. So you look at this Panthers team, and you said it. They're building a solid roster over there in Carolina.
They are.
Do they have the 3 years to develop a quarterback? I think they have too many guys in their prime right now. Same thing with the Jets. I think this team is too talented if Zach Wilson is not the guy to say, all right, we'll take a chance. We'll reset it at GM, head coach, quarterback, and try again. They're not at that point, right? I think that Joe Douglas is the guy in New York. I think that Robert Saleh can be a good coach. I think that if Zach Wilson's not the guy, they bring in a big name quarterback. You can't not. Yeah. I think that Carolina will do the same thing. Not take a chance on not bring in a guy trying to revitalize his career like a Sam Darnold or a Baker Mayfield. I think that it's there. I like the name Kyler Murray. I really do. I like that. I like Lamar Jackson, even though I highly doubt he ends up leaving Baltimore.
I do too. But it makes fun to speculate, like if the Lions would and stuff. And to your point, you do make a very good point, because it's true that we're starting to get into this weird stage of, if a team can build a roster from being bad, like the Buccaneers have and the Colts and the Jets inevitably, and you take a chance at a first-round quarterback and it doesn't work, like we did with Jameis Winston, and I think you guys did with Geno Smith there a couple of years, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work, you either have the chance to go into the draft and do it again if you really wanted to, or your roster is built to then attract a big free agent quarterback, say like a Tom Brady, like what he did with Tampa Bay. And the big ones that you start seeing now is the big quarterbacks that are starting to have that little bit of, Twitter interactions, like say your Kyler Murrays and your Lamars and Aaron Rodgers, just because he's obviously the next big chip to fall. And it is cool to see that the New York Jets, for say that Zach Wilson doesn't actually work out, is if Aaron Rodgers was like, you know what, be actually kind of nice to go to New York for say 2 years.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know why?
Do you not want him?
Do I want Brett Favre again? No. Do I want the same thing that happened? Like
I totally forgot about that.
Like we would have been I'll have my dad send it over to me. I call it my Brett Favre Jets jersey, and everyone can laugh at it, as I wasn't even I was however old when that was going on.
Of course,
I was not watching him, but going back, looking at that season, I don't want that. I don't want that again. And I don't think it would happen again. Either way, I think A-Rod retires as a Packer. I think I think an unsuccessful season this year, then every goddamn year now with Aaron Rodgers, but it's that those wheels start turning again, where it's, I might retire. Give me more receivers or offensive linemen or more money, and and they'll draft defense, and then
more money. We gave you more money. Like, what else can we do for you?
Yeah,
we'll give you more money. You're making more than Patrick Mahomes, dude. I don't know.
They're Aaron Rodgers can be like, you know what? I'm gonna go play in Las Vegas, and I'm gonna go back with Devon. We should go make a trade for that guy Devontae Adams in Las Vegas. It seems like he's having a pretty good year. The Packers could really use him.
I still hold true that he's coming to the Bucs after Tom Brady. He's looking at our roster. He's being like, God. Of course. I'm not letting Brady retire and that just go to waste.
It's gonna be. I was so if Brady stayed retired. Remember when that was a thing? Remember when we were talking about that when we had back on the other platform? Me and you were big. I was a big Matt Ryan guy. I was all over that Matt Ryan speculation. I was saying Matt Ryan, and I was saying Jimmy G, and I think both of those options would have been pretty good. But listen. I'd rather Tom Brady over those guys. I don't care how old he is. either way. I don't know what the Bucks are going to do at quarterback after this year. I don't think they know either.
I've talked about it to open up, like, say, the NSD for the year there before. I do the Maple Buck show, so now I just do all the Buck stuff on Sundays. But when we were doing this, when I was doing this show, I did bring up, and I was like, it does seem sneakily suspicious that the quarterback whisperer would then all of a sudden retire in office and just kind of be behind the scenes, and inevitably we need a quarterback after this year. So I think he's just going out to like Stanford and seeing what Tanner McKee might actually be and stuff like that.
So something had to happen between them, right? Like it had to be a Brady Arians something. Like I know there was a lot of Bucs fans who were like, no shot. They had a great no way they had a great relationship. You think Tom Brady wants to throw that many picks? You think Tom Brady wants to play with Bruce Arians? No shot. I think that something happened around playoff time, and they were like, and Jason Light and the Bucs owners were like, listen, just Bruce Arians, you can stay. He's not going to be a very active member of this staff, but he's going to be there. Brady has one more year left now. He's going to step back now. And you're right. But it's that same thing where the Bucs have guys, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, if he's not just the 1 year rental,
Gage, Leonard Fournette,
all these guys who are in their prime right now.
Yep.
Are they really going to bring in a developmental guy? I don't think so. I don't think that. I'm a big supporter of Todd Bowles. I think Todd Bowles is going to be a really, really solid coach now that he has a good roster.
Thank you.
But obviously I want all the. I mean, Todd Bowles, no beef there with New York. It just he got a terrible hand.
And I'm so glad that you are that fan. I'm so glad that you understand that, because there's other fans I've seen online who are like, "Fuck Todd Bowles! Look what he did for the Jets," and I'm like, "Oh,
no, people, dude, people are dumb. We know that." Man, who is gonna be like? So you look at next year, you're gonna be too good to get one of the top guys. Right,
yeah,
one of the pro-ready guys, like
we would have to
Bryce
give
Young or Stroud or whoever.
There's no way we would be able to get past even like the top four teams that would be quarterback heavy. Yeah, there's no way.
I'm gonna throw out another name because I'm controversial like that.
Yeah,
and I'll throw out, and you're gonna hate it, the guy who you just played against. I'll throw out Dak Prescott as a possible option.
Would not hate it at all.
I think I think Jerry Jones is kind of on that. I think this is Mike McCarthy's last ride. I think this might be Dak Prescott's last ride in as a Cowboy if he can't get back on the field quickly, because it's enough already in Dallas. Come on, right?
There would have to be some way that Dallas would have to get away with paying a bit of that dead cap.
Sure.
And there'd have to be a way that the Buccaneers are not paying the whole full contract in a weird way. But it is something that I have definitely thought about as like an under the radar. Like if they decide to say Zeke is cut because we could save $14.5 million right there, like instantly.
This is a blow it up kind of team right now.
Yep.
This is
you can go blow it up, and you can either go get a 4-year stopgap at like with say.
Dude, Will Levis will be there. Will Levis will be there where the Cowboys are picking.
I still think I've joked with a couple people at LTF. I have a funny feeling that Jerry Jones, before he dies, wants to set up an opportunity for Arch Manning to come to the Cowboys, because
he does. I know.
Oh yeah. So he's gonna be like, we are not drafting first round quarterbacks until 2026. Not happening.
Listen, it's not like Dak Prescott was a first round pick, right?
Nope.
Who was the last first round quarterback they had was Romo a first round pick? I really don't remember.
I want to say he was. And if Alex was still out there, I know Alex had to go, but if Alex was still out there, he knows those guys like usually.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
But this is a Cowboys team that's in desperate need for star power at quarterback, and Dak Prescott is falling lower and lower on my top quarterbacks list every time I watch him. And I was wrong about this, but I was always a Wentz over Dak guy.
Yep.
But listen, Wentz just threw 4 tutties in Washington, and like
yes, he did.
He looked like kind of a dog. He looked a lot better than Dak looked. He looked a lot better than Dak looked last year at
Yes, he
any
did.
point. I don't know. I don't know. Could this be? Am I just starting shit at
No, see,
9:20 on a Friday? Probably, but there's a chance Dak Prescott's not a Cowboy next year.
Here's the thing for like to kind of answer your Buccaneers question, and then I'll get you out of here because then I'm also gonna have to get out of here and go put the kids to bed so that my fiance can go. Oh, that's right. Romo wasn't drafted.
He wasn't drafted.
That's right. He was undrafted.
Good thing Tony Romo kind of blows. So
Yeah.
he kind of wasn't that good.
The one word or the one phrase I kept hearing or I kept seeing in these articles that everybody does not talk about when it comes to that Bruce Arians and Tom Brady beef is unconventional football. And what I mean by that is Brady is new style-ish, like taking what he's learned from Bill Belichick, but knowing that he has a new opportunity with Tampa Bay, and he's just like, I have influence. This is what the owners have allowed. BA came from that old school style where I'm still the head effing coach.
Yep.
You listen to me. And it was the butt of those two heads and Bruce Arians allowing, say, Brady not to play call, but to influence the play calling with Byron Leftwich, almost as if allowing BA to do the personnel going into the system and allowing Byron and Brady to pick the plays.
Yeah.
And once that happened, it's almost as I think that happened in the Atlanta game, like the second or last game of the championship winning season, because we were about to lose to Atlanta and we came back and won that game. And there was just something on the sideline between the whole BA, Byron, and Brady thing where you can kind of see Brady like yelling at BA, almost like telling him, this is our offense. We're going to do this. Watch us do this. And he did that right at the end of the year, saw what happened. He's like, let's see if this runs into the preseason. And it did.
Absolutely. I'll throw another fold in there with possibly what happened with Antonio Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I think that certainly that could have affected their relationship with the way Tom Brady, defended AB, and then Bruce Arians goes after Brady's guy. And you're like, I mean, if that relationship was already strained and then that happens, I'm saying, and on a Brady-led team for AB to do what he did, that certainly did not help. Nope. And I also think that Brady, there's a reason that they picked Bowles over Leftwich to be their next head coach, right? And I think the main reason is that Tom Brady kind of led that whole offense last year, and I'm not the biggest fan of Byron Leftwich, and I kind of haven't been. I think he has some issues situationally, and I think he's a backseat kind of offensive coordinator where he lets the head coach take over more.
Yes.
And that's why Todd Bowles, listen, I watched Todd Bowles coach the Jets for 3-4 years. The way I saw them run the ball, the way I saw the Bucs run the ball on Sunday night, that's similar to what I watched with Todd Bowles in New York. So,
and if you guys had a Lenny or something like that too, man, like,
dude, Chris Ivory, come on now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, Chris Ivory was a beast.
Chris Ivory, Bilal Powell. I know Ivory was there 2015. That was not Bowles. Yes, it was.
He was still fun.
It was Ivory. It was Ivory.
There's a blast from the past, though. Jesus.
Chris Ivory was a dog. Isaiah Crowell was a dog for the Jets for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then we had, this is my trivia now. Back on that 2016 team, Bilal Powell might have been the lead back then.
Yeah.
And then in 2017, Powell. Oh no, was it Forte? Was that Matt Forte?
I was just gonna say Forte was in there for a little bit, and then I was just trying to think of was it Quincy the wide receiver you guys had?
Quincy Enunwa. To this day will be my biggest Jets what if.
Yeah,
he will be my biggest what if, man. He was so good. Him and Chad Pennington are my two biggest what ifs in Jets history.
I see that the Elijah guy you guys have there,
Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I see Elijah Moore, and all I see is Quincy. Like every single time, I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yep. So I met Elijah Moore. Fun fact: I went to
is he nice?
He's the nicest guy. He's the coolest dude I've ever met. He's cool dude. I met him, and I met who's a cool dude that I met at Jets camp. John Franklin Myers was cool. Was cool.
I like that dude.
All of them were pretty cool. But listen, I know you got to get out of here, so
no worries. Well. Tell everybody it's good to see you again. By the way, I know you're in college. I was wondering where you were at. I was like,
I've been in college
doing his show. Yeah, I forgot. I guess you got to do the life thing and stuff. So
man,
tell everybody where they can at least find you. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, live from Syracuse University, Jacob Charnell.
Listen, hit me up whenever. Just I always love
Of
the
course.
text. Come on my dude. Love it. Love it. Hit me up anytime I'm doing pretty much anything. I'm pre-recording all my shows now. So check out my YouTube channel, Hard Count Football on YouTube. Give me a subscribe as well as subscribing to North Sports Dynasty here. But check me out on Twitter at Jacob Charnow, Instagram at Hard Count Football. My Twitter's a lot more interesting, so I try and be a good follow. I try and live tweet during football. Try and always give my opinions on and if you want some baseball stuff, I tweet a lot of stuff about the Yankees also because, man, there's a lot to say about the Yankees right now. I think they're kicking the Brewers' ass. But either way, like I said, Twitter at Jacob Charno, Instagram at Hard Count Football. Subscribe, Hard Count Football YouTube channel. And yeah, man, Foobs, always appreciate it. It's always a blast. I saw you were live. I was scrolling through YouTube. I was trying to find someone to watch. I'm in on this Friday night because we got game day tomorrow for Syracuse. Garrett Schrader going up against Purdue. Listen, Cuse, I'll just say I came here and all of a sudden Cuse is good at football again. So my draft crush is already Sean Tucker, and he'll be yours also by the time we get to draft. By the time we get to 2023.
Send me that name on Twitter again. I'm gonna study him and stuff like that because I like when Alex has a couple of guys that he likes and stuff.
He's not even next year. He's not even next year. He's like 2024, I think.
Yeah.
He's a sophomore. He's a dog. He's a dog.
The Arch Manning times. Like that's what
exactly. Except Sean Tucker's not going up against 9-year-olds who have never played football before in their whole lives, and the defenders aren't getting paid to not tackle him. So.
Oh God, we're gonna have you on again, brother.
Ooh, yeah. All right. I'll see you later, man. It's always a pleasure,
again, buddy.
Yes,
Good
sir.
to see you. All right,
Peace.
everybody. Jacob Charnow from the Hard Count Podcast. Thank you again, buddy, for tuning in and being here. That was good. I actually thought this was only going to be an hour-long show, and then Jacob was just like, I'm going to pop in here. And it's like, buddy, hell's yeah, a long time. Me and him were on the other network. I'm trying to remember. He used to do his shows like on Friday nights or Sunday mornings, because him and Harry, that's right, yeah, him and Harry the Greek. It was Sunday mornings. That's what they used to do. And I know him and Harry still do some shows here and there. So shout out to Jacob Charnow being here. Sunday mornings and Tuesday nights. That's right. He sent that to me. Appreciate you, buddy. And appreciate Jacob Charnow and the Hard Count Podcast being here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of tonight is Friday. We hit the 10 likes on the show tonight. That means next week is giveaway week. That means we're going to have a secret giveaway because we hit 10 likes on the show. Hey, that's right. 10 likes on the show. That's right. We did it. Oh. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, new feature that has just been waiting to come out. We get 10 likes on the show. That means we are going to be having a giveaway the next week. So that means if you tune next week, live on the show, one person in the comment section and one person who has liked this show is going to get a special prize, whether it'll be on the list for a NSD shirt here towards the Christmas end of the year time, or if it would be one of your favorite team's cards. Brought to you by Squid Rip Cards. He's not going to give you the card. Like I'll get the card from you. You know what I mean? I also have some cards here for you. But we will have a giveaway next week. Remember, we are also giving away a mystery jersey. So if you want a chance at the mystery jersey, all you got to do is get on the post on North Sports Dynasty Facebook page and put your daily guess into here. The hint that's out there right now is I was going to say Stanley Cup champion, is Super Bowl winning champion who played for 4 different teams. And that is your hint right now. The second hint will be updated I think that'll be on Tuesday or Wednesday. I got to remember exactly when it is. And we'll have that updated for you as well. Of course, like and share and follow and subscribe on YouTube for your chance to win the signed mini helmet by Mr. Mike Allstott, the A-Train himself right there. There it is. See that sticker right there? Authenticated. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Authenticated for you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. NSD has got to get out of here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because I got some things to do, babies to put to bed, and some cleaning to do for this weekend because we start the new fun stuff on Monday. And that means we're going to be having some, emergency hosts be popping in here possibly some days because I might have to go do some crazy stuff here and there. But don't worry, don't fret, don't be alarmed. NSD ain't going nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is an ever-growing platform that I want to get everybody included in. So remember, if you want to finally have a platform for you to have a show or write your articles or basically do whatever, Sorry, little tickle in my throat. Get at me at NSD, and we will get you hooked up with some shows or some stuff going on here. Remember, big shout out to 1252 Chicago Sports. Going to be having a hockey podcast coming up next week, so stay tuned for that. Shout out to Let's Talk Football. They got the ladies takeover that just happened last night. I know there's a show tomorrow. I just can't remember exactly whose show it is, but Sunday morning, you can chill out with the Swintons. They will give you updated on everything else about fantasy football that I have either missed or anything that has happened from literally right now all the way until Sunday morning. They will update you on any injuries or any trades, any major, people not playing or participating or practicing, anything like that. Let's Talk Football will get you updated on Saturday, so give them a like and a share and a follow. Fred Swayze Moore says, go Bucks and Jets. Cheers to our friend Jacob Charnell. Go Bucks. Carolina makes a dumb move at quarterback every single year. Yes, they do. Fred Swayze Moore also says 20-0. Let's fucking go. That's right. That's my boy. That's what I appreciate hearing. NFC South takeover. Yes, on Tuesdays. I forgot about that, Kyle. My apologies. On Tuesdays, NFC takeover show with Kyle Yacy, the host. Nicole, I can't say her last name, but she's an Aints fan. And myself, I pop on from time to time as another host. I am grateful to be on there. I am extending myself pretty thin here, but this is sports season. We're trying to build a platform here, especially for Detroit 2024, and especially for you, the fans, to have your voice told on a nightly basis here at NSD when we are live. So if you want to get your voice heard, pop into the StreamYard here next week if you want to be a part of the show, or anytime, especially on Sunday nights when we talk about the Buccaneers. Anything you want to hear, all you got to do is let me know. I am all ears, an open platform for you, the fans, and the beautiful people to enjoy NSD. We love you for you. Thank you for everything from Kyle. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being you. But yes, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Remember to like and share and follow and subscribe to NSD for your chances at the mini helmet and for all the other prizes we're going to be having at the end of the season. Remember to get into that jersey giveaway, and remember to tune in Sunday night when we talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the fucking shit out of the New Orleans Saints. I am your host, Andrew Faubert, live from the northern part, or the most populated northern part of Canada, where it's supposed to be cold, and it's not. I am your host, Andrew Faubert, live from here, and I will see you Sunday here at NSD. Much love. Thank you all. Take care now. Bye-bye then. Goodbye.